love the words of this song. It's a very old song. I can read. Brothers and sisters who love one another and have done in years past and gone. How oft we've met in sweet heavenly union that opens the way to God's throne. With joy and thanksgiving, we praise Him who loves us while we are on the bright shining way. Though we are past here in body, we are bound for one glory and bound for each other to pray. There was Jacob and Joseph, Elias and Moses, and Silas and Peter and John, with Abraham and Isaac and Solomon and David, who prayed as they traveled along. There was Simon and Anna, and I don't know how many, who prayed and God heard from His throne. Some cast among lions, some bound wrought irons, yet praises and glory they sang. There were 3 of the Hebrews, most valiant and faithful, with courage went into the flames, while praising and praying they entered the furnace, yet trusting in Jesus' name. While Samson was dying, he was heard of God crying, and Saul as he fell by the way, see Gideon a marching for truth, he was searching, and so to the Lord he prayed. Think about all those that are gone on. And how valiant they were. And they were looking for something that came to us. They were looking for that natural church, that natural way of worshiping, to become love and spiritual and mercy. They had a law way back then that they tried to follow all those rules and they couldn't keep them. And that law, the only thing that law that measured was failure. That old law that they tried to follow, it couldn't ever give them life.
Amen.
It could only help them to measure a little bit of faithfulness along the way, but mostly it just measured their failures as they tried to keep that law. And I wonder sometimes, do you ever get down because seems like the troubles and the trials of the world just keep you down? Now listen, and sometimes that you hear our prayer list that we read, and it could be so much longer. with every worry in your life, there could be a little prayer attached, couldn't there?
Yes.
With everybody that ages and becomes feeble in your life, you could attach a prayer to that one too. When the young ones are out and about and they begin to grow up and they get out of your sight maybe and out of the house, or even if just the little one's off to school, maybe riding a bus somewhere. Tell me that's not a worry for you. I know that it is. Because we've been there, haven't we? And you know what? They had an old law one time, you pray that if God would lift me up and I can get out of the way, that maybe if I can be a little obedient this morning and God, let God preach a little bit here. Listen, I love to serve God. Why these old patriarchs back here, and why as they tried to serve God and had their ups and downs, that sounds familiar for me. Listen, someday I feel like I do pretty good, and some days I'll let the day get by and I'll say, God, I never called on you. God, I didn't take a moment of time to read a little bit after you, God, but I sure had time to jump on my computer. Listen, I had time to chat maybe a little bit online, to read, watch some TV maybe, or go out somewhere for some entertainment. God, I sure had time for those things, Lord. Listen, but you let a little worry creep in. Why I let a little worry creep in and see if my priorities don't begin to line up a little bit. Why you pray just for a minute at a time. You know what? God's blessings are always there. Why He's waiting to bless His children. But we get in our own way most of the time. I know that I do. You know what? Back under that law there, listen, it just couldn't keep you. It couldn't, listen, as Brother Sam was trying to point out here about being born, about being saved. Listen, we know that Jesus talked about being born again. I guess He was able to bring those concepts together a little better than anybody else was able to. Oh, aren't you glad that my Lord, listen, He was the best of both worlds. He was the best from that law. Listen, and He brought something new and living. I read in one place, Paul, I tried to explain a little bit to the church, the new church then. Listen, why he was trying to explain to them, because you got to understand those people that was there when Jesus died, that church they had then, most of them had been raised up under that old law that couldn't give life, but now they had a new kind of law in their heart. Listen, and Paul tried to tell them, you don't want to hold on to that old law. That old law was just a bunch of rules. Listen, people, I want to ask you this morning, why do you enjoy being convicted in your heart? Do you like having a guilty conscience? Because that's what it boils down to. And Paul told them, listen, He talked about that old law, and it was good for its place. Listen, it showed them how bad they needed a Savior. Oh God, when I was praying on account of my sins, I was a young man, but I was miserable. There was a conviction down in my heart. Listen, and no amount of going to church, listen, could heal me of that wound. When I tried, listen, with everything in me, to do the things that I thought would ease my conscience. I like to run around on the weekend. I like to dress up on Friday night. I love wearing my leather jacket. I just thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I loved how me and my brother would wash and wax his car. Listen, and spend so much time on it. We spent a whole lot of money with the loudest stereo we could buy. Listen, had speakers all through that thing, and they weren't like they are today. Listen, our radios had knobs on them back then, and buttons to push back then. I love, listen, going out in that thing, on the weekend and having a good time. But when I began trying to pray, you know what I did? I began to bargain with God. And I'd say, God, I'll go to church every Sunday, and I would do that. But you know what? When I lay down at night, I still had that hole in my heart. I still had that guilty conscience. And I said, Lord, listen, I'll stop going out on the weekend. I'll stop doing all those things. I was trying to sacrifice the things of this world to God. And you know what? Under that law, they had to be willing to sacrifice the best that they had. They'd bring it to the altar and they'd leave it there. Listen. They'd bring money and food and animals and leave there, and to show God, to show their sacrifice. I guess maybe I was trying to do that. But Paul told them there, listen. He said, our priest we have now has got a more excellent ministry than those old priests had back then. Listen, it's a more excellent ministry, and it's established on better promises than what they had back then. And the old writer wrote and said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Son, he said, and this will be the covenant that I'll make. I'll put my laws in their minds and write them in their hearts, and I'll be to them a God, and they'll be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor, listen, and every man his brother, saying, know ye the Lord, for all shall know me, listen, from the least to the greatest. You know what I'm telling you now, the devil's not going to tell you to pray, but I know that when God touches you, I know God is calling this world, and when you get a mind to pray, I'm telling you it's my Lord talking to you. And he said, And he said, I will be merciful unto their unrighteousness. And Paul put it like this. He said, in a new covenant he hath made the first one old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth away, old is ready to vanish away. So what was this new covenant he was talking about? Listen, I'm telling you right now, then the troubles of this world. Listen, you know, he wrote one place, and he said, Paul said, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. You know what? I remember, listen, when we started our little church in Michigan, and there was only a couple preachers out there many times, one or two preachers many times. And Larry, and we started having church every Sunday, and I thought, Lord, how long before they don't want to hear me preach anymore? How long before it just becomes stale to all of us? But oh, I'm telling you, the blessings of my God, and there's not an old blessing to be had. Everyone that comes along, it's brand new. Listen, and you know what? I find it like this. One of the final books in the Bible. Listen, back here in Revelation, I don't preach out of that a whole lot. Listen, just a little too much there for the church to get into. But I love the way that he closed up the book there. Listen, when he began talking about why that covenant of God, when it come, and when it replaced that old law. Listen, they brought a covenant that didn't judge us, but one that begged you to come unto me. My Lord, he cried out about that new covenant when he said, come unto me, all ye that are burdened and labor, are heavy laden, I'll give you rest. That's the covenant I'm talking about. When you worry about your loved ones, when you worry about your children, you talk to the Lord. Listen, because this promise that he's got to us, this promise that he's made, this covenant that we've entered into here, and the old writer, listen, talking about it, calling it the new city, the new Jerusalem. And he said, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he said, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. People, are you tired of this world? Are you tired of what it's got to offer you? Listen, I'm telling you about a man that'll make all things new for you. My old dad, listen, and 88 years old up in Kentucky. I've been a deacon longer than I've been alive, I guess. And you know what? When I was growing up, I just thought he was the greatest thing. He could do things that we couldn't do as kids. He could outdo us in everything. Listen. And I thought I used to just be in awe of him. Why, he could do more chin-ups than us. He could do more of everything than us. Oh, God. But you know what? 50 years have come and gone since then. And guess what? It's taking his toll on him now. He can barely get around now. He sleeps more than he's awake. I talked to Mom the other day, and I said, how's Dad doing? And she said, well, he naps most of the day away. He's got cancer. He's blind. He can't hear anymore. And he's got an aneurysm on his heart. And he has no energy. But oh, God, most times when you go there, and you'll find him in the living room in his recliner taking a nap, Larry. And I told Mom, I said, you know, Mom, one of these days he's going to go in there and take a little nap, and he's not going to wake up anymore. But I got news for this world here. Listen, he may be blind today, but guess what? He's serving one that makes all things new. Listen, oh, God, our little Libby is running around here. Listen, this world dealt her a stroke when she was being born, had spots on her brain. But guess what, my Lord? He can make all things new. Listen, I don't know who you're serving today. I'm serving one. You know what? He's going to call my name. And all things are going to be that's right. Listen, and you know, I won't even be looking for my dad when I get over home. I'm going to have my eyes on someone that's going to make him new, Larry. You know what? I know your mom left this world when you was a broken teenage boy. But guess what? That's all right. God, he worked it to his advantage. Whoa, God. People, are you ready to go? Who you leaning on today? I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my Lord to lean on. Carol, all those poor patients you work with, you think about them. Young and old alike out there. It's a pitiful sight. But I've got a promise, a new covenant that I'm living in.
Yes, Lord.
This world's only going to beat us down a little bit longer, Brother Sam. It's only going to beat us down a little bit longer. And then it'll be all right. Always quote old Brother Baxter when he was dying. They'd send him home to die. Been serving the Lord 60 years or something, and Brother come in and said, how you doing today? And he said, I'm almost better. Almost. He said, I'm almost better. It wasn't about a week or two, Larry, and he was all better.
Got better, yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Aren't you glad that's the way it is? You just get a song. The church doors is open. If there's anybody here, you know what? This church can't save you. But I hope if we've done anything, we've told you about the man that can save you.
That's right.
I hope, the Son, today, I hope if we've done anything, why we've given you something to hope for. My God is hope, He's love and mercy. Why it's not about judgment anymore. If it was about judgment, I'd be going to hell. But it's not. It's about mercy. And I'm glad that's the way it is. I know that's the natural way things are. That we're going to go on, sis, one by one. That's just the way that it is. But there's coming a morning when that won't even matter. Why? That tomb didn't slow Jesus down. It didn't hold Him for 3 days. He went in there for 3 days of His own choice, Larry. Listen, and on that third morning, He didn't need somebody that stone out of the way. Aren't you glad that's the strength of our God today? Aren't you glad today that that's the way that He works? Why? And you know why? The Bible says that when Jesus comes, those that are asleep in Christ, He's going to bring with Him. And those that are alive and remain, we're going to be caught up with Him and forever remain with Him. You talk about singing, clouds opened up, and there's still Jesus. Today, how sweet that morning will be, how good it's going to be for us. This is not pretend. This is not make-believe here. If you knew how bad I felt when I got up as compared to how I feel when God blesses me. There's no comparison, is there? But if not for His love, tell me where would I be? Lost without hope. The Lord has been so good to us. No future in view. But when I see my Lord, there's something I've got to do. I'm gonna lay my crown at the Master's feet, and then I'll bow down while nations crown Him King of all kings. Shout hallelujah. Aren't you glad today that nobody else in this world can affect your salvation?
That's right. Thank God for that.
Aren't you glad that there's nobody in this world that can hinder you from calling on God? I tell them that out at the prison all the time.
Yeah.
I had one guy out there, he was looking at actually getting out. Been 30 years in there. And we talked all the time. And he'd come and see me, and he was talking about it. He said, I just want to tell you something. He said, I never prayed on account of my sins before. He said, we used to talk all the time. He said, and you asked me if I prayed. And I said, yeah, I pray all the time. And then you said, what do you pray for? And I told you, well, I pray for the victims' families and those, and pray for my family that I've left. And he said, you asked me if I ever prayed on account of my sins. He said, and I told you no, I didn't think there was any use with what I had done. He said, and after our conversation, he said, my prayer changed.
Yeah.
He said, and I began calling on God on account of my sins and asking for His mercy.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to know, he says, what an impact you've been on my Christian walk. And I said, brother, I said, the only Christian walk you've got is the path from your knees to the floor.
Yeah.
I said, you do that, and you don't let anything else hinder you.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
This world just don't understand. Nobody can keep you from going to heaven, except maybe you. Because I believe that it's a gift of God that He will give. He wants to give.
Amen.
To those that call on Him. I believe that. So we've done the best that we can do here, and anybody's got any money they won't give? Give.
You know, Brother